Hey guys, welcome back to the Music Hole. My name is Cole, and today we're going to talk about a really chill, really laid-back jangle pop album called Atlas by Real Estate. And this came out in 2014, and in my opinion, it's the most consistent album to date. I really enjoy it. It's a very good late night, driving through town at like 10 p.m. type album. But anyway, let's dive in with track number 1, which is called Had to Hear. Yeah, I just love the atmosphere in this song. The jangly guitar work is really lovely. And I like what he's talking about here. It sounds like he's speaking as a musician, and he's talking about being on his own, pursuing his dream of starting a band and trying to succeed. And it sounds like the only thing that's really keeping him going is this girlfriend. And it sounds like his girlfriend is kind of like not sure if she wants to stay with this guy. So he's kind of worrying about that. Right, so basically he's kind of just barely hanging on to happiness at the moment, right? And he's just barely hanging on to the motivation he needs to, continue trying to be an artist. So I can dig this song in the sense of it's an artist's journey type song. But anyway, let's talk about track 2 next, which is probably my favorite song in the album. It's just really cool. It's called Past Lives.
I cannot come back to this neighborhood without feeling my own age. I walk past these houses where we once stood. I see past lives, but somehow you're still here. Underneath this canopy, all lit up above us. But I can't see the sky. It's not the only thing that changes rapidly.
Yeah, so I imagine this is kind of a companion piece to Had to Hear, in the sense that this guy has gone back to his old neighborhood, right? Because on track 1, he was trying to make it as a musician, so I imagine he moved to like Los Angeles or something. But now on track 2, he's back in his hometown, and everything looks the same. All the people are the same, but he feels really old, right? He feels really distant from his hometown. He doesn't feel close to it anymore, right? He's kind of moved on. And I guess there's a girl that he had a crush on, maybe in high school or something, who's still living in this town. And that's kind of like the anchor for him in terms of like recognizing how much older he's gotten and how much more mature he's gotten and things like that. So it's a very reflective song. I really like it. And just sonically, it's probably the best song on the album. It's very memorable. But anyway, that's Past Lives. Let's talk about track number 3 next, which is called Talking Backwards. Yeah, this is kind of a sad but also romantic type song, right? Because we've got the same character, and it sounds like he's dating a girl from his hometown while he's in Los Angeles. So they're having this long distance relationship where they're talking on the phone, and they can talk on the phone for hours. So they've got great chemistry. They really like each other. But as he puts it, he says, "We're not getting any closer. You're too many miles away." You know, so basically, he's kind of recognizing that it's highly unlikely that they're going to actually end up together and marry each other because they're just pursuing two different things completely. And he's in panic mode a little bit because he really loves this girl, and I'm sure she really loves him, but it sounds like their life paths are just not meant to be together. He's got to choose. Does he want to be a musician or does he want to marry this girl? That's what it sounds like. So, you know, a lot of people can relate to this predicament, so I appreciate that he's talking about it. But also just a really fun sounding song. But anyway, we're going to skip track number 4 and talk about 5 next, which is called The Bend. Yeah, our poor guy just doesn't know what the heck to do at all. He just totally loves this girl, but he doesn't feel in control of his life, right? He feels like he's just trapped in this relationship that he can't get out of. Because as we mentioned, you know, their chemistry is amazing, and she's clearly the love of his life is basically what's going on. But he knows deep down that he has to break up with her, that he has to put all of his effort into his career back in LA, and he just has to move on from this girl. You know, and I like how he puts it. He says, "I'm just trying to make some sense of this before I lose another year," right? Because he wants to put his energy in the right place, and sometimes that involves going through tremendous heartbreak, right? Breaking up with this girl is probably necessary, and for all he knows, he's going to meet somebody in LA who he feels just as good about, right? And that'll, of course, be a much easier relationship to maintain. So he's in crisis mode again, our poor guy. But anyway, that's The Bend. let's talk about track 6 next, which is called Crime.
Toss and turn all night. Don't know how to make it right. Crippling anxiety. This crime is growing old. If I may be so bold, will you go straight with me? I don't wanna die. Rolling uptight, stay with me. All will be revealed.
Yeah, so this album is slightly one note in the sense of it's about this guy and this girl in their long distance relationship and all of the things involved with that. So you could nitpick that a little bit, but it's okay. So on this song, which is called Crime, I imagine the crime is he's cheating on his girlfriend, his long distance girlfriend, right? He just can't deal with the loneliness, and you can't deal with not being intimate with somebody. You know, he's probably horny, right? He's probably meeting all these cute girls playing his gigs in LA, and you know how girls can be when you're in a band. They love people who play guitars and who can sing. So he's probably been tempted like a million times. And it sounds like he's finally caved in and just slept with one of these girls from his shows, I would imagine. So yeah, he's basically just decided on some level that he's going to break up with this girl. You know, not immediately. He's probably going to cheat on her for a while and then slowly build up to breaking up with her, is what it sounds like. So a very realistic situation. You know, I guess I can't really blame him. But anyway, that's Crime. It's a really fun song. Let's talk about track 7 next, which is called Primitive.
When the night is young in the land I'm from, the seasons go still live. The stars at night, obscured by light, can still lead me through them. Don't know where I want to be, but I'm glad that you're with me. And all I know is it'd be easy to leave.
Yeah, you know what they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? She's finally in Los Angeles visiting him, and he just feels so amazing while they're together. He just feels very motivated, very inspired. He's dreaming of their future life together. You know, he's not sure how he's going to provide for her or achieve this future life together, but he's just very excited about the idea of it. You know, the power of love is pretty amazing, right? And he's experiencing it right now. But of course, as we mentioned on Crime, he's been cheating on her because he caved in, you know, at least one time. He just couldn't take it anymore. So I'm imagining he's not going to tell her that he's cheated on her. I mean, what would that do exactly, you know? So while they were talking over the phone on their long distance thing, you know, even though they clearly had enough chemistry to have really long conversations on the phone, it just wasn't the same thing as being together and being close and touching each other and feeling that warmth and feeling that intimacy, right? It's a song about the power of love. and how it can motivate you, right? I mean, I've certainly been in that position. But anyway, it's a really lovely song. But let's talk about track number 8 next, which is called How Might I Live?
How might I live to betray you? How might I live to see the day? How might I live to say you're not the one I love? How might I find the words to say?
Yeah, whoa. What's going on? Okay, this can't be the same couple because we literally just talked about them being together and he feels amazing and he's picturing their life together. So this has to be someone else because now he's talking about a guy who can't find the courage to tell his girlfriend that he's not really in love with her. You know, he's like, how might I live to see the day that I finally tell her that? So, I mean, I like this song philosophically because it describes a lot of relationships in the sense of like, at the beginning, you both love each other because it's very new, you know, but then over time, you've lived together for a long time and you kind of realize that you don't really love this person, but you're okay with them. You're kind of settling, right? You're comfortable. It's not a bad situation. It's not a great situation, but it's not a bad situation. So you feel fine, and you know you kind of weigh the pros and cons of like, you know, well, if I leave this person, you know, 2 things could happen. Well, 3 things. 1 is I never find someone else, which would really suck. 2 is I find someone better, which would be ideal. And then 3rd is, you know, maybe I find someone who's worse. So like, it's a lot easier for people to just be okay with their current situation. You know, if it's not bad, fine. If it's not great, well, you know, there's worse things that could happen. So it's kind of a depressing song, but it does describe a lot of relationships, including some of my own in my own life. But anyway, so that's How Might I Live. The last clip I have for you guys is from track 9, which is called Horizon.
Just over the horizon, that's where I always think you'll be. And it's always so surprising to find you right there next to me. In this rolling landscape, how'd you know just where I'd be?
Yeah, this song always cracks me up, if I'm being honest, because it describes me perfectly. And what I mean by that is, I can't tell when a girl is flirting with me at all. You know, I dream of like certain girls that I interact with, you know, throughout my life. I have crushes, you know, but I can't pick up on any tells that girls give me that they like me. Right? And a lot of guys are kind of guilty of this. They just have no idea. So they're dreaming of this girl when right, you know, on the horizon, when right there in front of you, basically, is this girl who has a crush on you. As long as you just take your blinders off and you notice these things, you could be dating this girl, this cute girl who likes you. You know, I don't know if that's what he's trying to get at here, but it makes me think of that, you know. So I dig it. But anyway, that's Horizon, that's the album, that's Atlas. Again, just a really dreamy, jangly, late night driving through town type of album. You know, very laid back. I dig it. Lots of fun melodies. I hope you thought it was interesting. You know, feel free to let me know whether you liked it or if you didn't like it, or if you got some interpretations. I'll check them out. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helped me out. But yeah, that's real estate for you. Check them out and have a good one.